everybody, thank you for being here today. I'm Aastha, Bhagat, an upcoming sophomore, and I've always been passionate about the homelessness. Therefore, for the past year, I've been participating in REX, organization, a Sacred Hearts organization that stands for race, equity, community, and safety. And I've always been passionate about the homelessness, and therefore I feel like I can give back to this aspect. Through this organization, I've witnessed the homeless people, their living conditions, the facts that they don't have many rights and the basic rights that they need to live, and the poor living conditions in general. For example, I attended an event for REX at Columbus Park in San Jose, and there's something called sweeps for the homeless people, where they take everything away from them. For example, one of them got their ashes taken away, their mother's ashes, and this is just one example. There are multiple examples of when people get things taken away from them, such as wallets, paperwork, social security cards, basic living things that they need to survive. So therefore, I'm proposing multiple solutions where we can have access to safety parking and permanent supporting housing, mental and addiction resources that already exist. So why don't we implement them more? And in addition, I hope for the support of the Santa Clara Democratic Party that commits to fighting in dignity and survival, as everybody deserves that chance, that are living on the streets of Santa Clara County, and will work directly with impacted residents to create real, lasting solutions. In addition to that, I have been elected for leadership at my school, a very high position where I can influence students to actually go in person to meet homeless people and make a difference. With the support of the Santa Clara Democratic Party, I hope we can make a really big difference in this cause. Thank you.
Are there any questions for our speaker? Are there any motions on the resolution?
Quickly speak on the resolution itself and then propose the amendments.
Just finish the question.
Oh.
We might have a...
You might have a question. Okay.
Okay. So, can you elaborate on the signed names and contact information of the signatories? In the be it further resolved clause, it says the names and contacts of the signatories.
Yeah, so I just kind of implemented that part because if there's any person in particular that I can get in contact with to make even a bigger difference. I mean, if they have the power to make even a bigger difference, then I can come in contact with them. So it was just a casual thing that I added, but it was nothing before it took cost.
Is this in reference to the central committee?
Yes.
Yeah. So, are there any motions? You can do a speech first. Are there any motions? So, are there any other speakers on this one? The speaker can be seated.
I'm in full support of tackling the homelessness issue in California. It is an issue that is becoming extremely prevalent and pervasive in our community. I do think, though, that some amendments can be added to this proposal just to make it a little bit more detailed and a bit more specific. So one, I think that it's important to support candidates that have solving the housing crisis as a main priority, candidates that support Section 8 housing and building of Section 8 housing. I do also think that it's important to show support for AB 1431, which is a California Housing Security Act, which basically establishes a housing security program to provide housing subsidy to eligible persons and reduce housing insecurity. I do also think that it's important to encourage voters, because right now cities have a quota, a specific quota that they need to meet in order to build housing, affordable housing at least. So I think that the issue is that there's a lot of controversy when it comes to that quota, because a lot of people who benefit from the money and the property value of their own homes don't want affordable housing to be built in their areas. So I think it's important to encourage voters to reside in favor of building that affordable housing. So again, I think one, it's important to be in support of candidates that have solving the housing crisis as a main priority, support the building of Section 8 housing, support AB 1431, which is the California Housing Security Act, and encourage voters to be in favor of the affordable housing quota that is mandated in each city. Thank you.
So are there any motions?
Okay. I'd also like to suggest to make the amendment to focus on working with existing nonprofit organizations and agencies that provide other solutions than just affordable housing, because even though that is a huge solution, building new units, that's not enough to meet the needs that our community faces right now. And there are other solutions like home sharing and like renting out ADUs. And for certain communities, those solutions can be a lot more rapidly implementable and more feasible. So yeah, because there are already a lot of nonprofit organizations that have relationships with these communities in need. So adding an amendment to support either support funding or partnerships with these organizations.
Is there a second for the amendment? The amendment second. So, we were wondering if this is as related to the original scope of the resolution as the proponent of the resolution intended. It's more of a subjective matter of how much you support the amendments, but would you agree that this is outside or inside the scope of the original idea of the resolution?
I think it is. I think it helps the cause and helps the matter and overall believe it.
Okay, so the motion to amend discussion is now open. Does anyone have any points about the amendments about nonprofits, home sharing ideas?
We're going to need to be specific about the language. Also, I think if I understood the motion to amend, it was really a motion to amend the original, what you intended to be a motion to make as an amendment? Yeah.
I think it's just adding.
Right, so it sounds like you intended to make a motion to amend to add 3 points,
Yeah.
right? To add support for elected officials who support policies and provide housing security, to support AB 1431, and to encourage voters to support compliance with legally mandated housing quotas, right? And then your motion was to further amend that, to in addition include working with existing nonprofits that work addressing affordable housing from other perspectives, including home sharing and ADUs. Okay, so you can treat that as a motion maybe to amend to add all of that in an appropriate place in the resolution.
So are there any points for discussion on this amendment?
No, I think I got it.
So we can now move to a vote on this amendment. All in favor of the amendment increasing the scope of the resolution? So the amendment to the resolution passes. Are there any further favor of the resolution to fight for dignity and survival and lasting solutions for people experiencing homelessness, please raise your hand. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you.